If I were the devil, if I were the devil, if I were the prince of darkness, I'd want to engulf the whole world in darkness, and I'd have a third of its real estate and 4/5 of its population, but I wouldn't be happy until I had seized the ripest apple on the tree, thee. So I'd set about, however necessary, to take over the United States. I'd subvert the churches first. I'd begin with a campaign of whispers. With the wisdom of a serpent, I would whisper to you as I whispered to Eve, do as you please. To the young, I would whisper that the Bible is a myth. I would convince them that man created God instead of the other way around. I would confide that what's bad is good and what's good is square. And the old I would teach to pray after me, Our Father, which art in Washington. And then I'd get organized. I'd educate authors in how to make lurid literature exciting so that anything else would appear dull and uninteresting. I'd threaten TV with dirtier movies and vice versa. I'd peddle narcotics to whom I could. I'd sell alcohol to ladies and gentlemen of distinction. I'd tranquilize the rest with pills. If I were the devil, I'd soon have families at war with themselves, churches at war with themselves, and nations at war with themselves, until each in its turn was consumed. And with promises of higher ratings, I'd have mesmerizing media fanning the flames. If I were the devil, I would encourage schools to refine young intellects, but neglect to discipline emotions. Just let those run wild. Until before you knew it, you'd have to have drug-sniffing dogs and metal detectors at every schoolhouse door. Within a decade, I'd have prisons overflowing. I'd have judges promoting pornography. Soon I could evict God from the courthouse, then from the schoolhouse, and then from the houses of Congress. And in his own churches, I would substitute psychology for religion and deify science. I would lure priests and pastors into misusing boys and girls and church money. If I were the devil, I'd make the symbol of Easter an egg and the symbol of Christmas a bottle. If I were the devil, I'd take from those who have and give to those who wanted until I had killed the incentive of the ambitious. And what'll you bet? I couldn't get whole states to promote gambling as the way to get rich. I would caution against extremes in hard work, in patriotism, in moral conduct. I would convince the young that marriage is old-fashioned, that swinging is more fun, that what you see on TV is the way to be. And thus I could undress you in public, and I could lure you into bed with diseases for which there is no cure. In other words, if I were the devil, I'd just keep right on doing what he's doing.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 1, verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh hath indignation forever. Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachak Wadashi. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders at Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Haran coming back at you with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, now I have this article I wanted to go into real quick. All right, and this title goes, Texas City holds week-long nuclear training exercise led by FBI involving military. All right, so we're literally, all right, living in those days, man, where now they're doing nuclear training, all right, preparation. All right, America, what does that tell you? Let's read. Texas residents have been warned by the FBI that a week-long nuclear accident training exercise will take place in Houston starting Monday, which was yesterday. So started Monday, yesterday, which was May Day. All right, they started doing a nuclear accident training. Okay, that's very interesting because I know a lot of people who are in the National Guard and they've been called on duty. You know, some of them are going on for training and so on and so forth. So it leads me to think that something big is coming. All right, but anyway, let's keep going. It says the FBI Houston has warned the public that the exercise will continue this Monday through Friday, so it's a whole week. Okay, a large multi-agency nuclear accident training exercise will be conducted in southeastern Houston and Harris County from May 1st to May 5th, and then the next day, May 6th, is when they're doing the so-called coronation. Right? Don't worry about the activity, FBI Houston tweeted on Friday. And whenever you hear stuff like that, you have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to, put two and two together. Don't worry about the activity. You have a whole nuclear accident training going on and people shouldn't be worried about the activity. That's that double talk for you. That's a double speak. That's a deceptive language for you. It says training exercises will take place in and around NRG Park /SH 288 to SH 146. I don't know what these all mean. I guess those are highways, and Ellington Field. All right. Anyone who's in the Texas area, you probably are very familiar with those terms, but Slovakia, but I'm not. All right. So continue. It says, U.S. agrees to fund Poland's nuclear energy program. Interesting, right? Why is the U.S. interested in that? And Poland just happens to be a country that borders so-called Russia. So why? Why is the U.S. getting so involved? That's like Russia, all right, funding a nuclear energy program for Cuba. Not even Cuba, like Mexico, right, like just the border right there. It says traffic passes over the Houston skyline. The FBI Houston said the multi-agency nuclear accident training exercise poses no danger to the public. That's a lie. If you're what nuclear isn't a public isn't a threat or a danger to the public? That doesn't even make sense. Just like how all these so-called train derailments is going on, all this toxic activity is going on. They say, "Oh, it's not a threat to the public." Anytime these officials come out and say anything, you got to go the opposite way. Okay, they're the same people that were behind giving these people these jump shots that's killed millions of people around the world, if not billions. But yet they call it safe and effective. You don't gotta sit there and they did say it's not dangerous, so it's okay. No, it's not. No, the fuck it's not, bro. Okay, anything these devils come out and say, you run the opposite way. Period. All right. It says the FBI added, and the FBI added, don't be surprised by training-related activity, such as the presence of military personnel, aircraft, and people in protective clothing. But I thought it wasn't a danger to the public. Why are they having protective clothing? Why don't they it's just a drill, it's just an exercise, right? So you might as well just do a regular drill, Because if you really want to go all the way, tell the people that you're going to be doing these exercises around to be prepared. You could do a full-scale exercise then, right? And every time they do these trainings, what happens? What happens? The same exact thing they're training for is the same exact thing that happens. It's almost like a rehearsal before the actual play, the actual show, the actual false flag attack. Okay? That's what they always do. All right, we're going to call it out for what it is, man. Point blank, period. All right? They've done so much to the people's minds that they can't even differentiate what's real and what's fake. Because they got the TV, all right? All the shows now has become so-called reality shows. You know what I'm saying? So you can't differentiate what's real and what's not anymore. Anyway, it says the FBI added, don't be surprised by training-related activities such as the presence of military personnel, right? So they're trying to make it okay and for people to get comfortable with having the military in their neighborhoods, man. What does that mean? It says aircraft and people in protective clothing. Who are those people? People in protective clothing. Who are those people, man? It says last day, the U.S. Department of Energy's National Nuclear Security Administration led a similar, quote, massive radiation accident exercise in Austin, Texas. What is a massive radiation accident exercise? You know what that is? That's a nuclear bomb going off. Okay? Again, these are the terminologies they use. Massive radiation accident exercise. No. It's a nuclear explosion. What the fuck are they? But they're not going to say like that because then you'll be alarmed. You see? So they have to make it sound cool. It's just a massive radiation accident exercise. Only Esau, only a devil will come up with some shit like that. Let's not forget, they believe in something known as the mad theory. All right, so you're dealing with a madman here. All right, nothing they say should keep you at ease. Nothing. All right. It says more than 30 local, state, and federal agencies are said to have, listen, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Are said to have participated in the May 16 to 2022 exercise dubbed Cobalt Magnet 2022. Okay. It says the exercises are held at various locations around Austin and are intended to simulate a radiation attack. What is a radiation attack? A nuclear explosion. Okay, a radiation attack. Are you attacking the radiation, or is the radiation attacking you? What terminology does that even mean? A radiation attack. What the fuck does that mean? You see? It says helping responders protect public health and safety. Here we go. In other words, get ready, man. Get ready. All right, it's going to be a very interesting summer. Get ready. It says provide emergency relief to those affected and provide essential what? Essential what? It was intended to allow it was intended to allow service to be restored. Okay, I guess they missed the word there, but that's okay. It says Houston Skyline. The FBI Houston said a multi-agency nuclear accident training exercise will take. We read that already. It says, as Russia grows concerned about Ukraine offensive, Putin's military beefs up Zaporizhia nuclear reactor. Here we go. Okay. It says the FBI public advisory came Friday before that same FBI field office in Houston began aiding the search for a Mexican man accused of killing 5 people in Cleveland, Texas. All right. So this guy, so-called shooter, he's just on the loose at this point, right? Yeah, we have to believe this BS now, right? It says the FBI said a multi-agency manhunt for 38-year-old Mexican suspect Francisco Oropeza lasted more than 24 hours Sunday morning after he was suspected of shooting 5 people, including an 8-year-old boy. This is such a whack-ass narrative, bro. Go around shooting 5 people, including an 8-year-old boy. Oh, an unincorporated portion of San Jacinto County before midnight on Friday. All right, and that's all rituals that they do. All right, a lot of these so-called shootings and all these things, these are all mostly rituals. Okay, number one, it's a problem reaction solution ritual. And number 2, it's also a blood sacrifice. Okay? These devils do a lot of weirdo shit that people don't pay attention to right in the open. I mean, nowadays they make it so blatant. If you're not paying attention, that's on you. Okay? That's on you. It's called the revelation of the method. Okay? We have to show you before we do it. And if you allow us to do it, then that's on you. All right? And that's the mindset. That's the mindset of a devil, a deceiver. Okay? But hey, beautiful thing is those who understand the truth. All right, those who are not blinded by the God of this world. Okay, we understand in 2 Corinthians 2:11, right, that the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all right, has given us the eyes to see, all right, and the spirit to understand. So we are not ignorant of Esau and Satan's devices, man. When we read these things, we understand. Okay, we're picking apart what they're saying, all right, without them actually saying it. Okay, they communicate in 2 ways. So to the unlearned mind. Okay, meaning those who are not in tune with the truth. This is something that goes over their head completely and is done by design. Okay, it's called double speak. It's done by design, man. A lot of these articles we read, a lot of these political speeches that they give, it's all doublespeak made and designed for confusion, right? Because it's all something known as plausible deniability. You know, unless you can break down what they're saying, they're gonna go ahead and do it. And then if you turn around and say, well, wait, well, I didn't sign up for this, they'll say you allowed it to happen. That's your consent. You know, you should have stopped us. At least you should have woken up to it and defended yourself, but you didn't. That's on you. You know, it's a war going on out here. Okay? It's an informational war, it's a spiritual war, it's a physical war, biological war, psychological war. I mean, it's a war on all fronts. So if you sit there and, as long as it's not a physical thing, not, we don't got to pick up guns and go fight it. So that means there ain't no war going on. You're lost. You're done. You're finished. It's over with. Okay? There ain't no hope for you at this point. All right? For the most part, a lot of these people, they're done. They're just waiting to eat missiles. That's all. We know they're going to take that MOTB. I mean, they're looking forward to it. I mean, these are the same people that the government came out and said, hey, come take this thing, it's safe and effective. And they go roll their sleeves up and go take that thing and just sit there and be comfortable thinking they're safe. They're protected. Protected from what? And they wouldn't even wait to even hear the other side of it. No. The government said, the experts said this. The scientists said this. Guess what? The scientists who said it's safe and effective, they know exactly what they're doing. And those who created the safe and effective stuff for you to take, they're making billions of dollars off of your death. Okay? So that's on you once again. All right? It says the FBI Houston is assisting the San Jacinto County Sheriff's Office in a multi-agency search for a suspect accused of killing 5 people in Cleveland, Texas. So that's interesting, right? That's so now we're starting to see these so-called agencies coming together and working together. Right, when you have the IRS coming out and saying that they want to hire agents in all 50 states, okay, and then now you have the FBI Houston and what's that, San Jacinto County Sheriffs, they all coming together and working together. These are 2 different parts, I guess, counties in Texas, right, and they're coming together. That's like let me see, what would be a better example if I even need to give an example. But that's like 2 agencies that work in 2 different counties, all right, all of a sudden coming together to work together. All right, so now if you commit a crime in anywhere around that state or whatever it might be, right, you're not gonna really have an escape. Soon you're gonna have, if you do something in Texas, some police in New York could say, oh, well, we can coordinate and help you find this guy. Sounds like a good thing. It's for a good cause. But again, this is opening up, all right, the doorway for no safety. There'll be no refuge cities. Whatever crime you commit, you can't hide. You can't go nowhere. Right. And they're narrowing the gap of what is to be considered a crime nowadays. Nowadays, you wearing a shirt or whatever that goes against the public accepted narrative or view is considered a crime. So they're narrowing down, all right, what is considered to be a crime or who will be considered a criminal. All right, they got domestic terrorists and so on and so forth. 90% of the Americans are on that list and they don't even know. Yesterday I was going to work and I'm randomly just looking at these houses that are on the side of the road, right? And you can actually see the markings on the ground, and it's marked, you look at it and it's like, oh, it's kind of like, the orange markings that you see on the road for construction. It's kind of like that. But these are weird colors. You got red, you got yellow, and I saw blue in there. And I'm like, wait a minute, isn't this the FEMA shit? And I was like, this looks fresh. It doesn't look like it's been there and it's faded. No, this looks like they recently did this. So I was like, shit, not here. Like, I don't live too far from here, but hey, for those who know, right? So let's keep going. It says a neighbor reportedly asked him to stop firing his rifle because the baby was about to sleep. Fox News Digital asked the Department of Homeland Security and the state Sunday for more information about the immigration status of the suspect and a murder victim. Well, guess what? They're saying that there's a lot more of those so-called illegal immigrants flowing over the border coming over here, right? And they're not just bringing in so-called legal immigrants. They're bringing in a lot of young children for a lot of trafficking, and they bring in a lot of criminals from jail. They're making deals with these different governments and saying, listen, you give us your prisoners and we'll give you some money and some freedom. What's up? You know, and they sending them over the border because they're setting something up for a chaotic summer. You know, a lot of these people they're not documented, so there ain't no way of tracking them down. Right. And it's also part of something known as Rex 84, which is based on the reality that there was a massive influx of so-called illegal immigrants coming over here. So-called, I say. Okay, because for those of us who know, we know. All right. But it's just to play the minds of the ignorant, typical American. You know, they use the term illegal immigrant. You know, but the true illegal immigrants are you devils, man. Esau, Edom. All right, because prior to you coming onto this land, there was life here. There were people here who lived here. Okay, this was their dwelling home. This is their dwelling place. They did everything here, and they actually took care of the land. You didn't have no train derailments and all this extra weirdo shit, right? You didn't have that. You didn't have them, you know, putting a massive, Miss Vanessa out there and telling people to go take it or else they'll lose their jobs. There wasn't any of that shit going on, right? It was only until you came around and then you started coming up with all this dumb shit, man. That's you. That's why we call you the devil. Okay, and that's exactly who you are, the devil. Okay. It says Danielle Wallace is a reporter for Fox News Digital covering politics, crime, police, and more. And guess what? They're all the same. Politicians commit crimes and police do more. All right. They do more than that. By what? By covering all that shit and criminalizing innocent people. That's what they do. Everything is turned upside down, man. Look at all the hell that's going on in all these so-called political campaigns and all this extra shit that they're doing, all this stuff that's coming out, the Ghislaine Maxwell's of the world, the Clintons and, you know, the Epsteins and all this weirdo. You keep hearing the same shit, but nothing is being done. It's like, it's so convoluted. It's like, okay, what's actually happening? What are they doing? What has been discovered? When are they pressing charges? When are they being thrown in jail? When are some of them being executed by the death penalty? When are all these things going to happen? Guess what? People are not paying attention. They're worried about a drag show. They're worried about kids being trans now. That's what they're worried about. That's exactly what they're worried about. And that's why the Lord, all right, is setting this place up for a massive, massive destruction. One like never before. Because America is Sodom and Gomorrah, whether you want to believe it or not. It doesn't matter. Okay? We're just stating the facts. That's all we're doing. All right, and we're telling you, based on these facts, based on the way these people are living, this is the end result. Point blank, period, man. All right. And Esau, you're not going to return to build the desolate places. This is it for you. All right. That's why we started off in Malachi, the 1st chapter, or in the 4th verse. This place is done. This place is finished. The Lord is going to overthrow this place. He's going to throw it down completely. Okay, completely mash this place out, man. Destroy this place. Okay, and it has to happen that way. If not, there'll be no flesh be saved on this earth. With the way these people are going, they have to be stopped. They must be stopped, and they will be stopped. Okay, they will be stopped. All right, let's get that real quick, and then we're gonna close it out. Okay, all your practices, all your drills, all your tests that you do, you will be stopped. Okay, you don't have time. You don't really have the time that you think you have. You will be stopped. All right. There's a book of Job, chapter 20 and verse 22. It says, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. And who's the he? The so-called elites. All right. Led by the World Economic Forum. Okay. The World Health Organization. Okay. All these different people, these Jeff Bezos of the world, right? The Black Rocks. Okay. All these, basically the political, military, financial, media. Okay, all these different devices that they use to control, right? The religion, all right? It's all being done by a specific group of people, the wicked in the Bible. Okay, they are the border of wickedness, Esau, Edom, the Amalekites, the so-called Jays. They're behind all this shit, right? The Lord said what? In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, and every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Right? When you go into that word when you go into that word wicked, it goes into the word laborers. All right, the so-called working class. Why? Because in the fullness of his sufficiency, meaning he's setting up a new system, right? He's setting up a new system, which is what we're seeing now, the B system, the CBDC, and all these different things. But it goes against what the people actually want. Okay, because the people, most of them, though they're being controlled at a certain to a certain degree, this form of digital dollar, whatever shit that they're doing now, the digital currency, it's a different form of control. It's not just about money, it's about your life, right? Most people are not willing to go through that. And they know that. These devils know that. So they said, we're going to get you either by consent or by conquest. That is why you're having this encroachment on your life through AI. Some way, somehow, they have to get inside your body. That is where the word epi comes from. When you go into the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, the 16th verse, it talks about in his right hand or in his forehead. The word in is epi. Okay? Going into what? Onto or under or inside of you. Okay? So when you read that same verse that we just read, all right, let's see here. In the NIV, it says, in the midst of his plenty, distress will overtake him. The full force of misery will come upon him. All right. And that's what you're going to be seeing very soon, because when their plans start to fail, because people are waking up, that's the problem. That is the problem. Okay. There's going to be distress on all nations because they don't have much time. And what? People are dragging their feet. People are waking up. People are questioning. People are fighting back. That's the problem. Okay. It says when he's about to fill his belly, right? Oh, so when it says every hand of the wicked shall come upon him, you've seen a lot more protests. But it's not just, oh, we're just protesting because the government did something. No, they're specifically protesting against those new laws that are being brought by the World Economic Forum. Okay. When they say you own nothing and you'll be happy, you're going to eat bugs and that's the protein that you need. You're going to have 15-minute cities. You're going to be micro C-hipped, right? You're going to take this V, whatever you like, whether you like it or not. All these different things that they do, right? The people are going to come against that because the people are going to be the most affected by that. The working class, the laborers, okay? Your jobs are being taken away from you and being replaced by robots, AI. People are going to have issues with that, right? And when you couple that with us bringing out the truth and explaining what's actually going on, people are going to be pissed. You know, once they finally realize what's going on and how much their lives have changed, and not for the better, even though they were promised that it'll be better, right? You own nothing and you will be happy. That's the biggest oxymoronic thing you've ever heard. You will own, right? Owning means to have something, but the next very sentence is you will own nothing. It's a funny little phrase there, and that's how the devil talks. He's not going to say we're going to take everything away from you and you're going to be sad and miserable. He says you will own nothing and you'll be happy. That's a devil. That's how they talk. All right, with a fourth tongue. Okay. It says, verse 23, when he's about to fill his belly, right, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and he shall rain it upon him while he is eating. And that's talking about the final ultimate destruction of America, Babylon the Great. Okay, they've spent billions of trillions of dollars in investing in this so-called New World Order. And the Lord is going to put that all to flames. He's going to torch their ass, man. What a beautiful sight. And that is why they're going to fight. See, though they were afraid, yet durst fight. So the Lord is going to put that same spirit that he put on Pharaoh, he's going to put it on these devils. That arrogant, proud spirit, you can't break me spirit, just so he can send his son down to do the work in 1 hour. That's it. It's over with. Right? And he shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. So you're not going anywhere. Your space, you're trying to fly up out of space and shit. Why are you so intrigued by that? You own the earth. Why would you want to run away from the earth now? What's going on here? Right? You own the place. You've destroyed it as best as you can, and you plan to do even more destruction. Right? So where you want to go? Why do you want to go up to Mars? Why do you want to go up to the moon? What's up with all these space exploration things that you're trying to do over here? What's going on, buddy? What's going on, pal? Stay over here. Have your fun. You ruined the earth. The earth is given to the hands of the wicked. You've destroyed it as best as you can, like I said. So why you want to leave now? You came over here. You stole the land. You raped, robbed, murdered, pillaged the village, right? You took the land from the people that were here. You've built your infrastructure on it. You threw those people who are here into reservations, right? You went to the western parts of Africa. You brought their brothers over here, right? So Judah and Israel were oppressed together, all right? You tormented the people of the Most High's, the apple of the Most High's eye, the Israelites. And now that we're waking up, you're telling us that we're not the children of Israel. We're just nothing but Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, which is completely false. See? So you've done all this damage to the world. Now that the judgment is coming, you want to hide? Don't you want to face it? I thought you want to be like God. Oh, you don't want that no more, do you? Okay, well, you've already spoken it. And the Most High is pissed. See, the Most High don't like that kind of shit. So now he has to step down and show you something real quick. And he's going to show the world very soon, right? Let's get that real quick. Very soon, the whole world is going to see the true nature of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right? This is the book of Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3. It says, the Lord Yahweh is a man of war. The Lord Yahweh is his name. Okay? Now, you don't want to go to a war against a man whose title is the man of war or is a man of war. Okay? A man of war, a god of war. You don't want to go to war with a man of war, man. You don't. So that's why America is going to be decimated within 1 hour. Done. Because they chose to go to war against the Most High and his people. And they will be an example to the whole entire world as to what happens when you go against the Heavenly Father's will. Point blank, period. All right? So get ready. These drills and these things that they're doing is not just for show. Because it's going to follow with fire and brimstone very, very soon. All right? Very, very soon, man. Just wanted to give you a quick update, quick alert, things to look out for. All right? From now till, I believe, the 5th. All right? They're going to be doing some things, which I believe is a Friday. All right? So, hey, we'll see how the Lord plays this thing out. All right? But pay attention. Stay vigilant. All right, stay watching because the days are evil. All right, we're already in May. All right, hard to believe, but we are in May. All right, in a couple more months, these devils want to make that transition. So from now till then, all right, get ready. We might be seeing some very, very interesting things. Very interesting things. All right. So keep your faith. All right, because that's the only thing that's going to keep us through. And Lord willing, you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha Kodash. The water Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Until next time, Shalom.